Hi folks, and Céad Míle Fáilte. I know I talk a lot about big trips, like in a jazz, and yet my bike has no panniers whatsoever to carry all my stuff. But today, we have this big box to fix all that. Let me show you. In terms of unboxing, there's nothing really to it. It's a lot of wrap and cardboard, etc. So I said, might as well just skip all that and get straight into these beautiful cases. These ones are specific for the 1300GS, and they are prepared, and this is the brilliance about this product, they are prepared to mount straight into your Vario rack. So you don't have to do any modifications if you have the preparations for your Vario cases, which I had. So they mount straight into it. As you can see, all these mounting cases, etc. And then with this big latch, you unlock it and you can see the two tabs that come out. That will lock it. And I haven't installed it just yet, so we'll go through that. But they have keys for both the mounting system and the actual, obviously, opening of the case itself. This is absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen any other brands doing this type of setup. They mount very rigidly. As you can see, they don't move nothing, not a millimeter. They are in there. Everything is mounted very securely. These things will not go anywhere. I mean, if you look at the quality, right, especially on the plastics that actually mount to the bike so you don't scratch anything, they're just absolutely brilliant. And this mechanism, I can tell you, this is something that is absolutely like it was built for Batman or something like that. They're incredible. If you can see, the sound of the brackets, they are just built like absolute tanks. And you actually have to be careful because the spring loaded, you will chop a finger out of you if you're not careful. They're metal cases, they're brilliant. They have tie downs everywhere to mount even more stuff. And I know I have a couple of goodies inside the box. So let me give you a close up out of the whole boxes, and I'll walk you through all the mechanisms and everything. Here's a closer look at the cases and the beautiful locking mechanism that makes these things unique, right? So normally, if you're talking about metal cases, you're talking about installing a big rack that stays on your bike all the time. And actually, I don't like that, right? So installing all those racks and everything take a lot of time and effort. You have to unscrew a lot of stuff, right? You have to be messing with the bike. And normally I don't like the designs or the look without the cases, right? So I always stayed with the factory Vario panniers. Looking at these things, the solution that they came up with is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, on a closer look, this whole thing is metal. This is solid. These mountings are plastic, but they're absolutely solid. And again, this Batman looking thing of a lock, which is absolutely incredible. It's very tight. And as you can see how it actuates, and then that locks into the original OEM mounting rack. This is the main feature of the whole thing. And I went with the completely blacked out mechanism, right? Because you can get this in silver. Then let's have a quick look inside. There's a button underneath that you have to press, lift up, and then you can remove the latch. I went with the medium size, not the large ones, because again, now that the wife is riding her own bike, I don't need that much carrying capacity. And I want to be, as a small rider myself, I want to be as light as possible. So Anjay also sent me the bags, which I think these are extremely important. And I discussed that in my previous video, right? On having, carrying bags inside. I have as well, I guess this is where all the locks and everything are inside. We'll have a look at that later. A couple of nets. These are straps to carry the bags around. We'll look into those a little bit later. Inside, perfect fit and finish. You have a little bit of protection there. And as you can see, everything is riveted, bolted down, etc. The quality is absolutely perfect. Thick metal as well, right? I mean, as you can see that. I'm guessing this is all powder coated. It feels absolutely beautiful. I mean, if Bruce Wayne ever wanted to go ride on a GS, this is the kind of thing that he will be speccing for cases. These are tanks. I'm very impressed. Let me show you, mounted on the bike here. And I'm not sure how shaky this all is coming out with the camera, so apologies for that. I don't have any stabilizer just yet. But as you can see, mounted on the bike there, your key to open up the cases. And I know I'm going to get this question, does it touch or does it affect the exhaust? And it doesn't. Not at all, not even close. Perfect fit. You can see how it fits down below. So if I take you to this side, you know that the Vario cases attached to this one and to these two, right, on top. It rests on this, which obviously doesn't have the electrical connection, but you can leave that plugged in. So you have to have your rear pegs with the panel preparation, like I said before. But without the case, your bike would look absolutely standard, no problem whatsoever. But with the case, and again, doesn't touch at all my beautiful HP cores. I guess you can still see it a little bit there down below, which I don't mind because that is a beautiful exhaust. Link in the description down below if you want to see that video. That's a quick look at the bike with the case mounted. It looks absolutely perfect. Probably will look even better on a triple black. Even if you have a different top box, that will be absolutely no problem whatsoever. You have also reinforced corners in case you go down or anything like that. Look at those hinges. That thing is going nowhere. It's a closer look at the locking mechanism. You see there's a little tab there that you have to press and then lift up. So this is the one. You press that to unlock the system. Obviously everything is spring loaded. Very thick metal all around. And then listen to this again. Yes. I mean, this thing is going absolutely nowhere. It locks. When I tell you that it locks, it absolutely locks. Also worth mentioning the weather protection that these cases have. So you can see this massive rubber gasket all around, right? You can see that it goes all around. So then in the case, this is very smart. You have this raised lip, right? Where obviously water can go up there. And then that massive rubber gasket will rest on here, making a perfect seal basically. You can see with the pressure that this massive Batman looking thing lock will create. So once you lock it, you can see how the whole thing compresses, right? That rubber gasket. There's absolutely no chance water is going in there. They are made in Poland, and they also give you a little bit of a warning, right? The max load capacity of each pannier is 10 kilos up to a speed of 180 kilometers an hour. All right, so one of the boxes that I've got inside there is this, which, as I figure, it contains all the locks for the cases, right? This is again another brilliant move, and not a lot of companies do this, or you have to buy them separately. You'll see these pins. This will match to your factory key. How brilliant is that? And actually, I've done just recently, right, the cases for the wifey's bike, the 900XR, another brand, right? I went with another brand, and even when you buy the top case and the two panniers, you have to buy another kit extra, and you can only code the two cases and the top box to one third-party key, right, for that brand. This one will actually let you use your own BMW key. How brilliant is that? Absolutely fantastic. And again, comes included with the kit. Okay, let me show you how the key lock works and how you set it up, right? You'll see these little pins that I already put a couple just to test it out. And you'll notice that these will all come with different configurations. What you're looking for here is the position of that pin on the inside, right? So that will determine how the key actually goes and unlocks. There's two things that you have to do. This one is actually quite difficult to get the little springs. You see that little spring? That will go inside there. How difficult is this to film? There you go. So spring inside those things, and then you grab this. The outside pin is going to be pushing on the spring, so it actually pops up when the key is not there. And then, like I mentioned, that one on the inside will be the one that writes the groove on the key. See how the third one is actually down and the other ones are up? That means that is actually working properly with the key. So if I move it down, you see how the whole thing travels. So when the pins are up, as you can see there, that will not allow this whole thing to rotate inside the lock, right? So when the key is on, all the pins need to be down. So when you're all down, you can rotate the whole thing. If they're up, then obviously it's catching on the side and it's not working. There's nothing to it but put one, put the next one, remove the key, put the next one, right? And you have to do 4 on each side to match your key perfectly fine. It's a little bit of work. You have to be patient, obviously, especially being careful with those little springs that fly all over the place. Ask me how I know. That way you can actually set it up with your own BMW key, which is absolutely fantastic and definitely another bonus on this APDURO system. Something that I wanted to show you is that when you're playing with the pins and everything, see how these are completely down and flat and these ones are a little bit raised? Well, the 2 pins at the back, I can tell you they are not the correct pins. They might look like it, but if you put that in, as you can see, this might prevent the lock from moving around. So there you go. That is a perfect combination of all the pins both ways, right? Because again, even the ones that go from the top can go too down or too deep, right, from the other side. So make sure that you know, it's completely flat, and when you move your finger around, it's not catching on anything. That way it's going to lock and unlock perfectly fine. The other thing is, I can tell you, to make it go a little bit quicker, once you get the perfect combination, you see that the pins have numbers, right? You see the one on the left has a 3 and the one on the right has a 1. Hopefully that's focusing enough. So once you have the combination, you just take note of the order of the numbers, and then you can replicate for the other 3 locks. Go much quicker. Another tip that I can give you, and it's a little bit of common sense, whenever you're setting up your lock for the first time to see if it works properly, do it with your lock open, right? In case that doesn't work for whatever reason, you don't want to be stuck on the lock position. So obviously leave it open. If you need to readjust, remove the lock, right? There's a little pin at the back, like I show you. And with this open, you can actually get it out. If it is closed and the key doesn't move, then you're done. So that's another tip. Do it with the thing open. Okay, one last tip, and this one is specifically for my own self when I'm editing this video. But the chances are that if you own a 1300GS, you are at an age, you know, later in life. So when you start fiddling with those little springs and locks and everything, just wear your glasses. You can't see up close anymore. Just wear them, you know. But yeah, I just started using this, and sometimes I kind of refuse to use them, but I just need them. Can't see anymore, so what can you do? You're getting old, you know. All right, so we're fully mounted. I removed the top case so you have a better look at the APDURO cases in this case, obviously, right? There's a little button down below. Press that on, it unlocks, and you have access to everything. Very comfortable, right? Whenever you have a case with top access, it makes life so much easier, right? That is, to me, the downside of the Vario panniers. Nothing against the factory Vario panniers. I think they're pretty good, especially with all the electronics that they have now, auto locking and everything, because they open sideways, right? It's a little bit more cumbersome to carry stuff and everything. And I know because I had 2 bikes with the Vario cases, right? To close it up, you just slide it up, lock it, and then press the button to release this latch. This has a very strong spring, so don't have your hand on this side. I found this out the hard way. So you just press the button and release it. That's brutal. That's fantastic how it locks. And then very easily just remove the case. And again, you can see I'm using, like I mentioned before, the factory mounting system, right? And you lock it. The next accessory is your bags, right? So these pannier bags are absolutely brilliant, and I can't recommend them enough. These are extremely well made. Actually, the material is very thick, and actually It might even be water resistant, if not waterproof, right? They have this kind of rubberized liner inside, so perfect. They come with a shoulder strap, very handy, right? Or you have your handles as well. And then basically why these are absolutely brilliant is because you get them inside your pannier, you load everything up. They even have this little zipper at the top of the whole thing, so you can put small things in there that are going to be very accessible once you open up this thing, and then you don't have to open up the whole bag, right? But then when you get to your hotel, campsite, whatever the case might be, you just pull the bag out and leave the pannier with the bike, no problem whatsoever. And I can't recommend these bags enough, right? I always have bags for my panniers. I showed you on a previous video, right? But this one's definitely worth it. Okay, 2 more accessories that were included in my kit, and I think they're pretty brilliant. First one is your grab handle, right? Obviously you see this kind of mounting brackets that they have there, and then you can attach the handle. So if you decide to take your pannier completely off, right, with either to store it, or if you want to take it to your hotel, or if you need to remove the pannier to, let's say, remove the wheel or something like that, this will be a lot easier, right, to just unlock your pannier and lift it from there. It has a very nice rubber handle, right, and very easy to carry. Then the next accessory, which I think it's brilliant, and it shows you that they thought about everything. When you open up your pannier, inside you can add this carrying net, right? This is perfect because you can separate things from your luggage and actually mount a lot of stuff in here, right? You can add more tension to your net as well, right? And I'm thinking about loose stuff, right? Small stuff that you need quick access to. I was thinking immediately when I see this I'm thinking food, maybe a bottle of water, something like that, you know, where you just open up your pannier. You don't have to access your bag or the inside of your case and have things mounted in there, right? It mounts into 4 mounting points that are already attached to the pannier itself. So to me, that's absolutely perfect. So there you have it, folks. APDURO cases for your R1300GS. Absolutely brilliant. Built like absolute tanks. Like always, I'll give my disclaimer. They did send me these units for me to test, but I have no affiliation, no sponsorship, no anything. I did get a discount code for you guys to enjoy, but again, I don't get a commission out of it. Absolutely beautiful, excellent build quality. All the accessories very well thought out. The fact that I can use my own key, code it, and just have everything locked and unlocked with the key. Very easy. So if you're looking for panniers for your bike, especially metal ones, this option should be on your short list 100%. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you folks in the next one. Thanks.